What's up, everybody? Peace and blessings. So, I just wanted to share a quick thought because this is something I plan to start doing. Like I said, I'm always thinking about stuff, and I be having all these like random like conclusion type thoughts that I be having that comes like just throughout the day, and I really be wanting to share this stuff with you, and really be want to like make videos out of it or whatever because there's a lot of I think like learning principles that can be extracted from a lot of these thoughts that I be having. And but instead of me trying to just remember them and collect them and write them all down, I just prefer to share them to you raw and cut as I get it sometimes. So anyway, this thought is just here. Anyway, I was just thinking a brother had sent me a video. It's pretty graphic. Sometimes on Facebook people send you these videos of I guess mafia or what you call them. Whatever killing where people like I guess in Mexico or whatever cartel killings where they be killing like people or whatever in different kind of ways and how graphic they be, and you know how just it's like it's graphic. I'm gonna tell you something like I would say about seven and a half maybe years ago. I was intrigued by it because I'm intrigued by the level of violence that a human being could exact on another human being, and I'm saying like it's like it's not enough just to kill some people. It's like you have to really like be gruesomely kill a person. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's just a whole nother level of thinking. Yeah, it's a whole nother level of existing. You know what I'm saying? And just in my thinking today and my understanding of just about the human being, right? The human psyche, and it's that for you to kill on that level really expresses how much you really truly devalue life. You don't, you have no connection to life. You really have no connection outside of those who are probably close to you, and maybe even not so them. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're even engaged in that, considering the fact that sometimes those people get their families killed. So for an individual to engage in taking that chance, understand, well, maybe they don't think on this level. I often say understanding that you can make a mistake and get your family killed, but maybe they don't even think on that level. But however, for you to even engage in certain lifestyles that possibly results in your family suffering as a result of your actions, and that's, you can put this on any level. It says a lot of how you view yourself, how you view life in general, in regards to yourself first, and in regards to the rest of the world. I mean, that's the individual who has been totally bred upon this survival way of thinking and looking at life and dealing with life. And I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that the realization, the truth, the reality of really what lies deep down inside of them about life, because they, of course, they didn't always look at life like that. As a kid somewhere, they really had high hopes, I would think, right? But it's just a part of the school of thought that I stand on. It says that when an individual facing death, you have been, when an individual is truly facing death, they have been humbled. You know what I'm saying? Now you have some individuals who accept it totally. Because they've accepted it a long time ago. They signed the pact with and wrote their soul off, however it go. And I believe that some people actually just face it and without no thought, no care, no remorse, no regret, none of that. It's just, this is what it is. I'm gone. I knew what I was doing. Then you have others who really regret and wish they can turn back the hands of time. And I believe those who regret, out of all the killings that the individual have done in the way you've killed, it's like, how could you really want different? How could you really regret? How could you really plead for mercy? And again, that's another concept that can be applied on many different levels for many of us who are in position to place judgment on people, like judges, sometimes parents, sometimes supervisors. When we're in a position to place judgment on people, we have to always keep in mind that, when we deal with each other, we have to deal with each other with a type of mercy, at least as much as possible, with the type of mercy that we would want if we made certain mistakes, and understanding that we make mistakes, understanding that we do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And with that mistake, we want some level of consideration or of understanding or something, right? So anyway, that's just what weighed on me. I don't even really, like even when I turned it on, I think I still had this thing of like, I know you're going to kill him, and I might try to see just a little of it. Sometimes I might watch just a little of it. I get tilting the camera and shit because I really don't want to see it. I just go ahead and turn it off. So I mean, more and more, less and less, I don't really watch it. But I've seen some that's too gruesome, and I can see just from the frozen picture what I'm about to get into. So I don't even mess with it because, I mean, honestly, it messes with my higher mind. It messes with my spirit. It messes with my energy. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe that life is about rituals. I mean, when I say about ritual, life is a consistency or a combination of rituals on a daily basis. The things you do, the things that we talk about, habits and all that. Those are actual some form of ritual that generates certain thoughts and energy in your own mind. And so those things translate to your physical world. So a lot of times we try to figure out why we started going through certain things and so on, but we're not willing to change the way we do things, change the way we think, change the way the people we deal with, and then we want things to change around us. You know, that is an insane way of thinking that has been described. But I just believe that life has to really be looked at like that when I say ritualistic and habit and all that, because I mean we give so less significance to the things that we actually do, the things that we say, the things that we engage in. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean, close my last thing was that I don't watch horror movies for that same reason, because I believe that horror movies, it's not that it's like I'm afraid of the horror movie, but I just don't like the energy they produce in me. It's just like I stopped making music for that same reason. The kind of music that I was making at the time was really more about pain and my anger towards the world, my anger towards my situation and all that at the time. I stopped making it because it reached a point where it was draining me. So, you know, when it begins to affect you like that, then you've actually evolved beyond that point, because you don't live in that reality no more. When you lived in that reality, it fueled you in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because you was like letting it out. You was, you know what I'm saying? But when you've moved beyond a certain point, then it's going to affect you different. It's going to have a counter effect on you. And you know, it's just what I was thinking. I really want, you know, I just really want to share that with you guys, because I just believe that, again, there's so many life lessons all throughout your day. So many things you can pull out of a day. I remember I once dated a female. We ain't have really good friends now, but I had dated a female where, you know, she had told me one time, she's like, man, I mean, everything don't have to be a teachable moment, right? But again, that's just who I am. I'm a student of life. Right? When I say that, I don't say that lightly. I'm a student of life for real, for real. Now I can have fun and all that, but I never really get totally engulfed. And sometimes I wish I could just loosen up and go wild, but that's just not who I am. You know what I'm saying? My life didn't cultivate me like that. And who knows? Maybe it just takes a higher level of the experience or entertainment, or however we want to describe it. It takes a whole another level of that to really get me to explode like that. It made me jumping out of a plane or some shit like that, you know, which I say I want to do one day. It's going to take something like that for me to really be like, experience life outside of my mental like that, you know what I'm saying, where I can really be enjoy this God, you know, and be on some trip stuff, you know what I'm saying? When I did paintball fight, I know it's a little bit off subject, but when I did the whole paintball fight in the woods and all that, I mean, I have a real thing about war, and so I really had fun doing that, you know what I'm saying? I really, really had fun doing that, so. But anyway, when I was just closing, I mean, hey man, I myself, just be mindful of what you entertain, man. Stuff you take into your mental, because those things become your thoughts, those things become your words, those things become your actions, those things become your character, and those things become your destiny, man. So just be mindful of that. Peace.
You're a philosopher?
Yes, 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 yes.